Welcome back to Thrive by the Rising Muse. I'm Naty.
I'm Veda.
And we are here to thrive.
The episode today, this one's about to sit you down and stand you up all at the same time.
Ooh-wee.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about adult children of emotionally unavailable parents, how that upbringing shapes your relationships, your emotional patterns, your self-worth, and even your relationship with God.
So grab your journal, your herbal tea or coffee, maybe your comfort blanket, because this episode touches childhood, adulthood, faith, identity, and healing.
And maybe a box of tissues too. You're prepared. And we're approaching it from two angles: therapist level understanding and God level compassion.
Mm-hmm.
So, what does being emotionally unavailable actually mean?
Mm-hmm.
An emotionally unavailable parent isn't just a cold or distant person. Sometimes they're loving in a practical way, but absent in the emotional ones. Here are some of the common traits. They cannot validate your feelings. Everything is, you're fine. Stop crying. You're being dramatic.
They avoid emotional intimacy. If you express emotions, they shut down.
They prioritize their comfort over your emotional needs. I want to hear it. Don't start with that.
Mm-hmm. They are inconsistently present, physically present, emotionally absent.
They make you responsible for their feelings. You become the peacekeeper, the emotional manager, the tiptoe artist.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes people hear this and think, but my parent wasn't abusive. And that's true.
Emotionally unavailability isn't always abuse. Sometimes it's generational survival.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes they didn't have the emotional language themselves.
Exactly. You cannot give what you've never received.
Mm-hmm.
The scripture says the Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. Psalms 34:18. God models presence, something we may never ever have received.
Okay, so let's talk about how this shows up in adult children. Let's talk about the grown up symptoms because these wounds show up as patterns in our lives. Number one, fear of expressing needs. You apologize, you shrink, you convince yourself, I don't want to bother anyone.
Other one is hyper independence. I'll just do it myself. Accepting help feels like a risk.
Difficulty identifying emotions. You feel off, but can't name the feeling.
Attracting emotionally unavailable partners. Chaotic love feels familiar. Consistent love feels suspicious. Oh my goodness.
Over functioning. You become the fixer,
Mm-hmm.
the therapist, the emotional spine.
Number 6, you struggle with boundaries. No feels like rejection. Scripture says, let your yes be yes and your no be no. Matthew 5:37. Boundaries are biblical.
Let's talk about some attachment styles, how childhood shapes your adult relationships.
Let's bring in attachment theory. This is foundational to how emotionally unavailable parents shape us. There are 4 main attachment styles. The first one is secure attachment. You feel safe expressing needs because your parent responded consistently. Most adult children of emotionally unavailable parents don't start here.
Anxious attachment. You fear abandonment and you over explain and you try to earn love.
Number 3, avoidant attachment. You don't trust closeness. You shut down during conflict. You need space when overwhelmed.
Disorganized attachment, push pull dynamic, come close, pull away, fear and longing at the same time. This explains why we date who we date and fight who we fight
How we fight.
and how we fight
And how we fight. That's what
and
I'm saying.
who we
And
fight.
who we fight.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yep.
Because your attachment style is not character, it's conditioning.
Mm.
So, here's the thing. It's like exactly what you've modeled, or the type of attachment or emotional availability that you receive is how you are going to react to your relationships in the future. You
Mhm.
know how sometimes you talk to someone who's had plenty of bad relationships and they tell you, I tend to attract this and this and that. This is what I was talking about.
Mhm.
Depending on the type of attachment that you have is how you're going to respond to people in emotional relationships.
Mhm.
So let's talk about real life scenarios, some kind of idea of how this plays out in the real world.
Okay.
A child cries and the parent says, "Stop crying, you're fine." That child grows into an adult who feels embarrassed for having emotion.
Exactly.
You know how many times everybody does that?
Well, mine used to be, stop crying before I give you a reason to cry.
Oh yeah.
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 But
But
hey,
but stop crying, you're fine is something that 90% of parents do.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, especially when you know your child or your grandchild or the child's pattern.
Mhm.
Okay. They'll start whining to get attention, to get what they want or whatever. And you, as the adult, make the decision, am I going to teach them that their whining helps? It works to get them what they want?
Mhm.
Or how do I teach them that you're not going to get things every time you want?
Here's the thing. According to the literature, stop crying, you're fine is going to make the child close up and feel embarrassed to express their feelings. You don't have to give in order to let them express themselves.
Mm-hmm.
See, the child is whining. It's because they want something that you're not going to give.
Mm-hmm.
You let them express themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And you see me do this. He's crying. And I go, "Tell me how you feel." The answer is still no.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard me say that.
Mm-hmm.
The answer is still no. No, you're not going to get that toy. No, we're not going, whatever. And I let him express what he needs, say how he feels, but the answer is still no.
Mm-hmm.
You can still create a boundary and still let the child express their feelings
Mm-hmm.
and
To a
not give.
certain extent.
What do you mean to a certain extent? As
Not
long
to
as it's,
be
I was
disrespectful.
going to say, as long as it's respectful.
Yeah, it's got to stay respectful.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because they'll
Absolutely.
take a little bit and see it do this.
No. Of course, it's within boundaries and respect, but giving them the opportunity to say, "I wanted to go this, and I feel this way." It's healthy. The fact that you let them express their feelings doesn't mean you're going to give them what they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you just made a space for them to express their feelings. Like I said, my answer is usually, "Tell me what you need to say," but the answer is still no. That's how we play that in my
Let's work
house.
through it.
Yeah.
Another is you try expressing a need and the parent flips it. I'm the one who struggled. This teaches you that your emotions are burdens.
Are those the parents that tell you, "I had it way harder than you,
Mm-hmm.
so stop complaining because I had it so much harder"?
Nothing
Right.
compared to what we went through.
Right. And you hear jokes about people who say that all their parents went to school in the snow with no shoes because everybody talks about how difficult it was
And
in their
walk
time.
5 miles
And walk
in
5
the
miles
snow.
in the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't everybody do that? Didn't
Well, I
we
didn't
all?
even have snow when I was growing up, but so that's one of the things. Um, you have to, from the child perspective, because I had somebody like that in my life. That was my mom. And from the child's perspective, you feel like, okay, she had it worse. When I started healing, then I looked at it in a different manner.
Mhm.
But as a child, you don't get that. You
Mm.
get that when you become a healthy adult or a healed adult.
Mhm.
And it was like, okay, you had it worse. Let's talk about it. And I did ask for those stories.
Mhm.
And it was not to um take accountability out of the page.
Mhm.
It was to understand where you're coming from.
Mhm.
And sometimes from the parent standpoint, from what I understood, it's more like you're gonna be fine. It's they're trying to reassure the kid
Mhm.
that they're gonna be fine because if they survived it worse,
Then you'll
then you
survive.
fine. But it doesn't come across that way.
No, it does.
It come across as your feelings don't matter because
Mhm.
you're whining over nothing.
Mhm.
The other one is parentification. When you become the emotional support, the mediator, the therapist at age 9.
Hold on.
What you didn't have that role in your family with your mom?
No.
Really? You were not her therapist, or she didn't because a lot of children that come from
Broken home?
no, where there's domestic violence in the house,
Yeah.
they become the mediators.
No.
They become well good. Your mom was healthy about that.
No.
What do you mean no?
That's not why.
Okay.
Dad messed me and mom up so bad.
Uh-huh.
You know those balls in the pinball machine?
Yeah.
That's how me and my mom were.
Mm-hmm.
We were just trying to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Me as a preteen, a
Mm-hmm.
teenager, all these emotions coming up in me. Mom about to lose her mind
Mm-hmm.
because when we did leave, she was on the brink of having a nervous breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then all of a sudden you wake up, okay, the accuser or the abuser is not with us anymore.
Yeah, the immediate danger is
Yeah,
gone. Mhm.
it's gone, but we've been messed up
Right.
mentally,
Right.
physically, emotionally, financially.
Oh yeah.
Just no. I did not become a mediator. I went and talked to my grandmother Elizabeth
Mm-hmm.
because I knew when I went and sat down at that kitchen table, I was going to leave that kitchen table feeling better than I did when I sat down.
Mm-hmm.
My grandma had a gift. She had a way of taking bad things,
Mm-hmm.
but assuring you that this not going to last always.
Mm-hmm.
This is temporary.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm praying for you every minute of the day that God will keep you protected.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, she was so encouraging. You know, I go to my grandma and get a hug, and I ain't even have to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I went to the other one and hugged my grandma, you're like, what you hugging me for?
Mm-hmm.
You know, two different styles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I do know that my grandparents truly helped me to stay in my right mind.
Mm-hmm.
They helped me.
But what was your relationship with your mom?
My mom and mama was tough. And I think what she was trying to do is keep everything together,
Mm-hmm.
hold everything together. And it was hard.
Mm-hmm.
3 jobs. Okay. One day you're not just, but you're a school teacher.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're a school teacher, you leave there, go to work at Standard Distributors every night through the week. And then on the weekend, I bring my son and daughter with me to help clean office building. Okay. So if mom wasn't working
Mm-hmm.
or fixing us food
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, by that time we were able to take care of
Right.
ourselves. She would crash
Mm-hmm.
and she had to take tranquilizers.
Mm-hmm.
She had to take things,
To be.
sedatives
Mm-hmm.
so that she can rest,
Mm-hmm.
so that she can get up the next day and do this all over again.
So in your case, she was not emotional available. She was absent. Mm-hmm. I mean, not by choice.
No. And it wasn't because, I don't feel like dealing
No,
with
no,
it.
no. It was
No.
a situation.
So much was done.
Right,
Mhm.
right. And she was trying to survive.
Yeah.
and she was trying to
We were in survival
mode.
mode,
Absolutely.
period.
Absolutely.
We were in survival mode. That's where we were.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I understand
But
that.
whenever I needed to talk about a problem,
She was available.
I went to my grandmother.
Ah, gotcha.
I went to grandma.
Well, the example I was thinking was I know about this couple that uh, the husband cheated on the wife and she kicked her husband out of the room. They were separated but inside the house.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
And she took the oldest daughter and brought her to the bed with her. Probably so that he didn't get in the bed with her.
Yeah.
But the problem was
She started talking
talking about
telling her problem.
telling the girl all the problems. The girl was 12 years old.
That's no.
Right. And that's what parentification is when
That's
she
parentification dumping. You are dumping on a child,
yes, she would tell her all the problems.
adult issues.
Yes, that were happening in the marriage, how her dad had cheated. Every time she found something else,
Mhm.
she would update the girl and kind of get the girl's point of view of 12-year-old to, she basically used her as an emotional support and therapist.
Mhm. So that she could feel better.
Yes, so that she could manage the situation.
Mhm.
I'll tell you, the child got derailed. She's now fine. But during her late teens, she went off the cliff. She was doing all kinds of crazy stuff because that was too much for a child.
It was. It was.
And she acted out in a different way.
Well, I acted out as well. I acted out when I left for my first year of college. And I had a plan, and the plan backfired.
Yeah.
So I ended up in worse shape coming back from school than I was when I went there. Because it just piled on top of
Right.
the mess that I already had in my life.
Right.
Yeah, but it's tough.
So those kids that grow up doing parentification grow up to be adults who overfunction, overgive, or choose emotionally draining partners.
Partners, yes.
They feel responsible for everybody else's feelings. See, a lot of the things I'm reading and I'm looking into, there's a lot of codependency. The symptoms of the things that the adults are doing once they grow out, they grow outside of their homes of those parents, they become codependents in some way because they're trying to fill the void of that parent in their adult relationships, which is totally dysfunctional.
Yeah, it definitely is because you end up dating somebody that
Treats you about the same or worse, and it's not healthy.
it's amazing how we are drawn to people. And you realize I'm in the same situation I tried to leave.
Because it's familiar, even though you may not do it consciously, but
Right.
it's familiar.
It is familiar.
So let's talk about what is emotional hunger versus avoidance.
Okay.
So an adult children fall into one of two patterns. The first one is the emotional hunger. You cling to relationship, them clingy people that you can't get off you.
Yeah.
You crave closeness intensely. You fear someone leaving. You bond very fast, even when it's not safe. The ones that are, and I know that works once in a million, that are engaged within 2 weeks. But the conversation we were having was yesterday, how in 3 months or 6 months of a relationship, you are to the point where you have given a person in your life
Totally dependent
totally
on that person.
dependent on it. And there's, so those type of things happen.
Yeah, you can wake up one day and realize, oh my God, if they leave, I'm nothing.
Right.
Okay? Because they took us off the street, put us in this apartment or trailer or whatever, or let us stay with them or whatever, or paying for us to stay in this extended stay hotel. And then if I make them mad Or if I disagree with them,
Mhm.
I'm afraid that we're gonna be outside again.
Mhm. Yeah. But people that, think they are in love within a week, or, you know, tippy toe because they
Mhm.
fear leaving, or they're very, very clingy, that's emotional hunger.
Yes, definitely.
And this comes from early deprivation,
Yes, being deprived.
from, yeah,
Mhm.
growing up. But then there's the other side, which is the emotional avoidance. You shut down during emotional conversations.
Mhm.
You numb out to protect yourself.
Mhm.
You keep people at arm's length.
Mhm.
You prefer independence over intimacy. This comes from early overwhelm. So basically is you were so overwhelmed during your childhood, probably managing your parents' feelings, like the case we were talking before. You don't want to deal with anybody's
Mhm.
feelings.
Mhm.
And you are unable to even connect because you put about I dealt with all of my parents' emotions. I'm through.
Too soon,
Yeah.
too young
Yeah.
to even have to deal with anything like that. But unfortunately, it happens to more of us than we realize.
Right.
And some of us rotate between the two, starving one moment, shutting down the next.
Mhm. Exactly. Those patterns are coping mechanisms, not personality flaws. So they're not your fault. They came as a way for you to survive those situations.
Mhm. Mhm.
So here's the thing, how this affects faith and spiritual identity.
Many adult children struggle receiving emotional intimacy from. Here's why. You're used to managing things alone, not depending on anyone, not being seen emotionally. So trusting God feels foreign.
Mhm. If you've had to feel like you've had to depend on yourself all of your life and you have not been able to depend on your parents that you could see and touch, how can you believe that you can depend on a God that you can't see?
Yeah, that was a difficult transition
Mhm.
for me.
Mhm.
Hmm. It was very difficult. But
Oh yeah.
once I got in the swing of
Oh
things,
yeah.
oh yeah,
Mhm.
daddy
Absolutely.
was very good.
Mhm.
Once I got in the swing of things and start thinking of God as my father,
Mhm.
my daddy,
Mhm.
and just watching what he did around me,
Mhm.
to me, through me, for
Mhm.
me.
Mhm.
And it's like, oh my God. And I told you, my Auntie Ann is
Mhm.
the one that helped me to be able to talk to God in
Mhm.
a more real way
Mhm.
instead of it being a production,
Mhm.
you know.
Holy thou art.
Yes, 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 yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that because he is the God of
Yeah.
Abraham, Isaac and Jacob and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and all that. He's that, and he's also this for us.
Right.
So it took a while.
It does.
But once I got it,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, it was good.
Some people avoid prayer because it feels like they're talking into the void, just like talking to their
Yeah,
parents.
just like talk to the wall or
Right.
talking to the air, and it's like nothing's gonna happen.
Right.
So
So
why?
what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
Some overwork in church because they think love must be earned.
Yes, Lord.
Those are the ones that they there before the doors are open,
And
uh,
they're well after them being
close,
closed.
and
And
never say no.
yeah, if you got 4 Bible studies a week, I'm gonna be there.
Five.
All four, all four of them, and try to talk you into a fifth
Fifth
day.
one.
That's a lot. That's a
That's
lot.
not necessary. I mean, to each his own, but that's not necessary. That's not the life God wants for us.
Mm,
Period. Let me put it out there.
mm,
Because love is not performative. We don't have to perform for Him,
mm.
and you know, you spending time alone with Him is valuable. You being in church 5 days a week, it's not necessary. And are you abandoning your primary ministry, which is your home?
And see, I had to learn that back in the 90s. I was the choir director. I was the director of all the choirs.
Mm-hmm.
We had Women's Day. I
Mm-hmm.
directed that, Men's Day, Youth, the mass choir, the men's choir, the regular choir. Yes, all the choirs. Okay. And that meant
How do you
that
still have a voice?
hmm,
How do you have a voice?
most of the time, you know what? I didn't.
Okay, that makes sense.
Most of the time, I would have laryngitis so much during that time.
Real.
Hmm.
I would not understand why.
And then with the singing and directing and stuff, and you get hot and you sweat, and then they have a fan on, you cool off and all. Lots of bronchitis, lots of sinus infections, I even had a asthma attack in the military,
I don't understand why.
you know. Yeah,
You know,
yes,
I'm
I
being
do.
very
Yeah, I
sarcastic.
see that. But then I realized that I was neglecting my number one ministry, which was my home.
Actually, you were neglecting the ministry that went before that one, yourself.
Oh, myself didn't even come into the picture till years later, but then I realized,
Because there's
okay,
no way that you could have enough rest, of proper
it
nutrition,
wasn't.
nothing.
It wasn't.
Right. You were neglecting you.
I definitely 200%
Hmm.
neglected me.
And then the home was
And the home, I'm going home trying to make sure that everybody happy and there's peace in the valley and, you know, Jesus calmed these waters and just trying to make it from day to day. And it was a struggle.
hmm
It was a fight. I was tired all the time.
Remember, we were talking about how sometimes we recreate our childhood in unhealthy patterns and we don't realize it. We were just talking about you growing up in survival mode. And by accepting all these responsibilities, you put yourself in survival mode again
Yes, I did.
because that's the only thing you knew.
Well, I thought I was okay. I realized I have a gift. I
Hmm.
couldn't read music, but I had an ear
Hmm.
and I could sing all the parts.
Right.
And but you know what? I guess I thought the more I was in church, the closer I would be to heaven.
Hmm. That's
The
how.
more I was in church, I move up to the front of the line.
That's the mistake a lot of people make.
It's a
It is.
mistake a lot of people
Yeah.
make. But then when your husband makes a comment, you're going, well, you're going too. Yeah, I'm working 8 and 16 hours, but you spend a lot of time at church.
Mm-hmm.
And I did.
Mm-hmm.
I did. I spent a lot of time at church. But I had to learn to back off
Mm-hmm.
of that.
Mm-hmm.
Church was gonna go on whether I was there or not.
If you kill over, they would have put somebody else. Mm-hmm.
So it was gonna continue whether I was there or not. So I had to prioritize.
Yeah.
But one thing I never did was prioritize myself.
Mm-hmm.
And guilty.
That's a whole nother podcast.
That sure is. That sure is.
And it's because again, they think that love must be earned.
Must be
And
earned.
the sad thing is a lot of um pastors or people who organize or manage the church, instead of seeing that and counsel the person into, wait a minute,
So, Sister Green,
you
you've been here a lot this week. Why don't you need to go home and take care of Deacon Greek
right.
and
No,
your children?
right. No, they are like, oh, she's the one that always says yes, and they take advantage of it. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
it happened.
Scripture said, cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. You don't have to earn care. You deserve it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus as a model of being perfect,
Mm-hmm.
of perfection.
Let me shift your image of God for a moment. Jesus wasn't emotional distant. He wasn't stoic. He wasn't cold. He wasn't attuned. He cried with people.
Yes, he did.
He asked What do you want me to do for you? He validated pain. He stopped for the hurting. He named emotions. Don't let your heart be troubled. My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow. He comforted instead of shaming.
Yes.
Peace, be still.
Yes.
Do not be afraid. I am with you.
Yes. Jesus is not your emotionally unavailable parent. He doesn't shut down. He doesn't avoid. He doesn't minimize. He is the exact opposite, and that is healing.
Absolutely. So, where do we begin the healing? We need to start by building our emotional vocabulary. Use something called a feelings wheel. Name your internal world. And I'm going to stop here because one of the things I've learned in my counseling years and stuff, and amazes me, but amazes me because, I don't see, I don't know. People can't name their feelings.
Right.
And that's one of the things that people get surprised with Mason because Mason can tell you, I'm frustrated.
I'm angry.
I'm angry. I'm sad. I'm happy. I'm concerned. It's like, you're too little for that. But I started that early.
He more in tune to his feelings than a lot of adults.
Right, right. But that's the thing. We are not taught those things growing up. I don't remember anybody sitting with me with no emotional wheel. But I can tell you that I do teach that in my preschool class. We go a whole session of a whole week of emotions. What is happy, what is sad, what it looks like, what is frustrated, what is surprised. And in therapy, you will be surprised how many people can't even name their feelings. So the first thing you have to do, Google feelings wheel and find out what the feelings are and how are they defined, and then be able to name them. That way you can actually express yourself with that vocabulary.
Some people are so beat down emotionally that they're afraid to name how they feel because they're afraid of being rejected. They're afraid of being judged. It took me a long time to be able to name my feelings and stand on it.
You don't have to name them to anybody else but God.
Yeah.
You can start there. I mean, eventually you might want to start naming it to a therapist or somebody else. But at the beginning, you need to at least know for yourself, what is it that you're feeling? Because feeling off, and I can't pinpoint what it is, doesn't help you grow.
Right.
But once you say, wait a minute, it's frustration, it's pain, is this, is that, then you can probably go from there.
And little man is truly teaching us to identify your feelings.
I'm sorry.
He knocked on my door the other day. Mima, yes. Can I come in? Yes. He come in with his arms folded, jump up on the bed. What's wrong? Baby, what is it, parents? Mom and Dad? Yes. What's wrong? They're irritating me. You're 4. They're irritating me. Why they irritating? Because they won't listen to. Wow.
Oh, he knows his emotions, all right.
He gets an A plus in emotions. Yeah.
And he knows the difference between irritability and frustration. And because he'll tell you, I'm frustrated or I'm annoyed. Or he's just too much.
But see, we can't do all this at once. It's too much. So we have to practice safe vulnerability.
Yes.
Start small. Share with safe people.
Which is what I was trying. Yeah. You start with God, then go to somebody safe.
Yeah. But unfortunately, we share with a person that we think is safe and we realize they're not safe. And then that's
a whole nother mess.
The ball gets bigger.
Right.
it gets much bigger,
Right.
and it can be detrimental.
It can be.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Challenge the belief that your emotions are burdens. Replace it with my emotions matter.
Yes.
Don't ever think and I know I've been guilty of that. I don't want to, burden you with my problems. And that's a phrase we say. I
Mhm.
don't want to tell you about it because I don't want to burden you with my problems. If you have somebody who's safe and who really cares about you, and I repeat again that they're safe, you're not a burden to them.
No.
You're gonna actually,
Mhm.
be well, and that person should be healthy enough to be able to separate what they're listening to you through their own issue.
Mhm.
The fact that you share your issues doesn't mean that the other person should make them their own,
Mhm.
because that's not healthy.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Serious stuff.
Mhm.
How about therapy?
Mhm.
Inner child attachment focus, somatic work.
We're talking about somatic
Yeah.
work the other day,
Yes.
and it's basically focusing how you felt, how your body felt during that childhood and that attachment during, healing that inner
Mhm.
child
Mhm.
so that you can start coming out of those
Right.
patterns.
Right.
Mhm. Reparenting yourself,
Mm.
which means give yourself what you didn't get: nurture, rest, permission to cry, and compassion. Hmm.
Yeah. One thing that I have to say because of everything my mom went through,
Hmm.
and then you wake up and you're raising two children totally alone.
Hmm.
Um, Mom got tough
Hmm.
because she had to keep a rein on,
Yeah. She
okay?
needed to put control.
Yeah. And we weren't out of control
No.
children or anything, but I saw our mom go through so much to raise us,
Mhm.
to keep us in a home,
Mhm.
um, to keep us clothed,
Mhm.
to keep us fed.
Mhm.
And I told you about when after school we went to try to get food stamps.
Mhm.
But she was judged as she came in the
Mhm.
door, okay? She had on a knockoff coat, knockoff fur, knockoff suede, knock off everything. But when they saw her walk in
Mhm.
with the boots on, it was winter, it was cold.
Mhm.
The knockoff coat
Mhm.
that you got as a Christmas present.
Mhm.
But then you come in and you're like, what are you doing?
Uh-huh.
You know, and you can't just look at a person and decide, oh, you're okay. You don't need help. Okay, look at you. You're fine.
I told you the other day, I talked to someone who, if you look on paper, they shouldn't need assistance
Right.
because their spouse
Mm-hmm.
has a job that makes really, really good money,
Mm-hmm.
but she's ill.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't even look ill, but she's ill.
And their money is going toward
All her medical
all
treatment.
her medical treatment, which means that they can pay the mortgage, they can pay the car note, whatever, pay the monthly bills. But after you do all that,
Just
there's no money for food.
right. Hmm.
There's no money for food.
Yeah.
And too many people are suffering through that right now.
Hmm.
Okay. Everybody is not homeless.
No. No.
Okay. But there are situations and things going on in your life that
Hmm.
make it difficult. And no one should have to choose between food and paying bills.
Hmm. And live, because in this particular case, it's her health.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. That's why I'm very thankful that we volunteer at the food bank
Hmm.
because those people come in and they already have the weight of the world
Hmm.
on their shoulders.
Hmm.
So when they see our faces and we're
Hmm.
smiling and we're um giving them hope,
Hmm.
okay? This way you are right now, but It's just a season that you're going through,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And we're thankful that we're here to be able to assist you
Mm-hmm.
in this difficult time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? How about release the job of saving everyone? Hello. Hello.
I can't even
Mhm.
save myself.
Mm,
So how am I being the savior of anybody?
right,
Mm-hmm.
right. How we gonna save others when there's problems on an airplane? The first thing they tell you is put the mask on yourself first
Mm-hmm.
before you try to help others.
Mm-hmm.
You could be putting mask on everybody else, and then when that moment comes,
You did.
you can't even get to your mask.
You did. Mm-hmm.
But the other people are saved, but you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And you're the one that tried to say you have to take care of yourself first
Mm-hmm.
so that you can be in a better position to take care of others. So,
And the thing is, you're not responsible for regulating others.
right.
You know, if you're a parent, yes, you are responsible for teaching your children how to regulate
Mhm.
themselves.
Mhm.
But another adult, oh no,
Mm.
you do not need to. And the regulating part sometimes is that's a big word. I don't need if I'm in a conversation with you and we disagree, responsible for my emotions, not yours.
Right.
I don't have to calm you down. That's what regulating means.
Mhm.
You need to figure out how to you are going to calm yourself,
Mhm.
and I have to figure out how to I am going to calm myself
Mhm.
because I am responsible for my feelings. But in these unhealthy situations, which again goes back to codependency, you're thinking, I need to make sure this person does not get mad, does not get upset, does not become violent. You are not responsible for regulating other people.
Right. Right.
They need to regulate themselves.
Right.
And if they can't regulate themselves, that's not a place you should be.
Right.
If you're next to an adult that doesn't know how to regulate themselves in any situation,
Mhm.
work, family, relationship, friendship, that's not a place you want to be.
No.
That's not a healthy person.
It won't be healthy.
No, it's not.
It will not be healthy. How about practice receiving support? Oh,
Ah, that was so hard for me.
yeah. I had to be taught
Yes, me too.
to let others do for me. And it felt so off.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I was the one helping everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, wait a minute. What do you mean I'm in the vulnerable position of needing help?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it took me poundings to get it together because it was hard.
That is true.
Mm.
But let me give you an example of that being me.
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
had 60th birthday party.
Yes.
Okay. I'm the birthday girl. I am the person of the hour, the special person, um, who went around the room to everybody's table talking to them, and I found myself taking their dirty plates.
Really.
Yeah,
I'm glad I didn't catch you.
taking their dirty plates. I was like, what are you doing? Just putting them in the gut. This is your birthday party.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
you should not be putting our plates in the garbage. We should be coming asking you, what do you want? And taking your plate off the table.
Right. Bringing you plates and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at my own birthday party,
Mm-hmm.
dressed to the
Yes, you
nines.
were.
Yes, I was, with the feather in my hair and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Taking people plates, stacking them up. Bitch, I'm sure I'm not the only one out there.
Look,
Somebody else can identify, laugh with me, somebody.
no, I'm gonna make you laugh. My mom was so pissed at me because at my wedding,
Mhm.
at my second wedding, people started leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And I am in my wedding dress. I'm not talking a suit or a set. I'm in my,
A formal wedding dress.
like I call it, the marshmallow thing,
Mhm.
that Casper suit
Yeah.
that I had with the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cleaning the hole,
What you be cleaning the house?
cleaning the hole, picking up the plates from the thing, picking up garbage. And I tell my mom, give me the the keys to my car, I'm sorry, because I'm going to go to the store to get some Fabuloso
Cleaning product.
cleaning products to clean the place because it was at a community center
Uh-huh.
and we needed to leave it clean. My mom said, look, I am dressed and with all this makeup, and I shouldn't be going to the store.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna go to the store
Mm-hmm.
in a wedding dress
Can you imagine a bride running into Walmart
to go get
to go get
cleaning?
Fabuloso and
Uh-huh.
all that stuff?
Oh, my mom was sick.
No.
I didn't even think of. I was like, I have to go get it. So
That's the fixer.
and she was like, you move out of here. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna beat you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes, ma'am. She went to the store and she said, even people were looking at me
She was overdressed.
because she was overdressed for the store. She said, I couldn't imagine you in this white dress
Yeah.
inside the store.
In your wedding dress, carrying a gallon of Fabuloso and some white.
Yeah.
Some Clorox wipes. Okay, ma'am? Oh, yeah, we just had my wedding and
I'm Cinderella.
and we just finished the reception, but we got to leave the hall clean.
Yeah.
And you know what? If I was the cashier, you didn't ask friends to set up and clean up. So
We did. We did. There was
and
well, here's what happened. There was oh, an argument. It was a disagreement. That's the word I was looking for. A disagreement between my then husband and his sister, and she and her nuclear family were the ones designed to clean the place.
Mhm.
Well, because of the disagreement, she left.
Oh, like okay,
Mhm.
I got you.
And it was a disagreement over the music. She wanted something being played. He said no. I don't know. I wasn't there. I was in another part of the hall when this happened. I don't know the details. But all I know is that there was an issue over music. I think my mom told me that. Because again,
Mhm.
all I know is I'm coming from saying goodbye to some people, and I remember I'm pulling my dress up, and I see my mom and him. Oh, okay. And what now? So I was like, let me take my shoes off and let's get to work. Because what are you gonna do? What you gonna do? So yeah. So yeah. That whole thing of you trying to grab plates reminded me of.
Definitely, and that's the fixer in us. That's the people pleaser. That's the
But you know what? Now that I think about it, I should have called somebody, a friend or something, and said, look, let me go to my honeymoon. Come help me do this. 20 years later, I just thought about that.
with you being such a planner the way you are.
I know.
Maybe that came later.
No, that not came later. There's more behind the scenes of that story.
That's a whole nother show.
That's a whole nother
Mhm.
show because I was not in control of that wedding.
But one thing we do have to do is let people show up.
Yes.
For us, okay,
Yes.
give them a chance.
Yes.
To show up
Mhm.
for us. And God's word says He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Psalm 147:3. Healing is restoration, not perfection.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
So growing up, emotions look like they were not welcome for me. Like my mom was not like I said, when it was in my 20s that she retired and I saw all these emotions, I'm like, who are you? Where's my mom?
argue.
And where's my mom? Because we've never done all these crying, and I've told you, uh, my brother is not somebody I know he loves, but he's not somebody who's mushy.
Mhm.
He's not. I spent years telling my brother, "I love you," waiting for
A response.
I love you too. And I remember I was going through CR when I started that process, and my sponsor at the time told me, "Don't stop.
Mhm.
You're telling him you love you.
Mhm.
He'll either catch up, or if he doesn't, he doesn't." The first time he did, I almost passed out.
Mhm. Mhm.
He said, "I love you too." Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
Now we do it all the time. But it took a lot of, you know, because
I did that with my brother too. My brother was a police officer, but in his mind, he was policeman 24/7.
kind
We
of
never
still is.
showed him. We never saw him outside of his uniform.
Right.
So he stayed in that police officer mode,
Hmm.
you know. And when we would talk on the phone, because that was in me, we get ready to get on the phone. Okay, baby, love you. Okay.
Bye.
He said that for the longest.
Yeah.
One day, I remember pulling in the QT.
Hmm.
We laughing, just having a good
Hmm.
time. And I said, all right, baby, I'm getting ready to go in here and get me something to drink before I go to church. And I'll get with you later. And I said, I love you. He said, okay, I love you too. And I'm like,
I'm telling you,
did
I
my,
passed out.
did my, what? And I wasn't going to say,
What
I
did you say?
wanted to say so bad. What'd you say?
Me too. But I was like, I just passed
But I'm like, he would never say it again. He would
Mhm.
not say it again. And I'm like, okay, bye bye. But I hung up that phone. I was skipping, dancing, and like, yay, yay. He finally said, but I kept saying it.
Yeah, that was me too. Hmm.
And now I'm just saying, um,
Yeah, now he loves too much.
he loves to. Is that possible?
It is.
Yes. He's a over lover. And what did I learn until adulthood? What did I learn?
Well, for me, in terms of emotions, it was that it is healthy to express your emotions in 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 a healthy way.
Look, you have to express your emotions
Yeah.
or you will implode.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that is explode from the inside out.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have an outlet.
Yes.
Okay. You gotta release that pressure on that
Pressure cooker.
pressure cooker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. That baby. Have you ever taken the top off too soon?
No, because I know what's going to happen.
Like, oh Lord, it put a hole in the wall. When pressure builds up,
Mm,
it is a dangerous thing,
absolutely.
whether it is for a thing or a person.
Yeah.
That pressure building up, that person that never says how they feel, but you push them and push them and push them,
Then they explode.
and they come out of that corner fighting, and they say stuff that they wanted to say years ago. They go,
In 1954.
hmm, you've been holding this for a while, haven't you? Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I used to think being strong meant.
Not giving in to the emotions,
Mhm,
being stoic,
mhm,
not crying, not giving in. It was suck it up, buttercup.
mhm,
And yeah,
mhm.
I even had a whole mental exercise that I did to stop myself from crying.
You did?
I did.
Mm,
I did. I haven't done that in so many years.
good.
But I
No, you
did.
haven't. I know that for a fact.
See, I'm so free. I don't care anymore.
I know.
I don't care.
Isn't it great?
It is fantastic. I say what's on my mind respectfully.
Mhm,
I do, like I said, I know how to behave in public.
mhm,
I know what to say and when to say it. I know there's a time and a place.
mhm,
I know you can't tell everything to everybody.
mhm.
But I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
And I know also when it's not important enough to say it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that too, Jesus.
It did. It took a lot. And guess what? A pattern that I had to unlearn,
Mm-hmm.
apologizing for everything, especially stuff that I had nothing to do with. It was like, oh, I'm sorry. What are you apologizing for? You
Mm-hmm.
didn't do this.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to be that fixer,
Mm-hmm.
trying to smooth out the rough edges,
Mm-hmm.
trying to make sure that nobody gets upset,
Mm-hmm.
like Sinclair on Living Single. Woo,
Woo
woo,
woo woo.
woo, 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 you know.
Yes.
And I was the woo, woo, woo. And I was miserable.
Mm-hmm.
I was miserable.
When you can be yourself,
Mm-mm.
when you're wounded and you can't express yourself,
Mm-hmm.
of course you're miserable.
Mm-hmm.
We were not created to be that way.
Right. We were not created to be that way.
No, not at all.
And these moments bring real depth and stretch to the episode naturally.
Yes.
Yes. But it's so good to say I'm smiling because I'm seeing that I've come a long way from where I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
If you grew up with emotionally unavailable parents, hear me out. You're not broken.
Mm-hmm.
You just went under nurtured.
Under nerve.
And what's under nurtured can be healed
Mm-hmm.
by being nurtured.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. God restores emotional capacity. Healing is possible. Connection is possible. Healthy love is possible. Isn't that great?
Yes, it
I
is.
love it.
Well, we are very grateful that you decided to be here with us today and listening to Thrive by the Rising Muse. If this episode gave you language for your story, share it.
Yes.
And if you know someone who needs to hear this, please share the episode with
Please
them.
do.
Mhm.
I need to remind the audience to follow us on social media. We are at the Rising Muse on all platforms and challenge you to help us get to 1,000 followers on YouTube. Remember, if you're experiencing a mental health crisis, please dial 988. If a loved one is experiencing a mental health crisis, please dial 911 or take them to the nearest emergency room. If you think you're in a domestic violence relationship and you need to talk to someone and need some assistance, you can dial 800-799-7233 or text 887-888. Make sure you're in a safe place when you're reaching out for help.
Thank you for being with us again. And until next time, keep healing, keep rising,
And don't forget to thrive.
Have a blessed day.
Bye-bye.